AI can supercharge your social media strategy.
And to take a lead in this panel, I'm really excited to invite on the stage Dave Crane, CEO, and as you know, international famous speaker and mentor. Give him a big hand. Please be loud so I could see, I could hear you. Maybe your hands together will be like hurt just, yeah, I mean, especially your palms hurt just a bit from clapping, but I believe this is how you also, in a nice way, will remember AGS SiGMA Summit, yes? Also, please give a big hand to Yahya Mohammed. Please give a big hand once again to Yahya Mohammed Mao, founder and editor-in-chief at Ciencia. And give it up as well to Darius Kunza, CEO at AdKings. Give them a big hand, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now you've introduced my guests. Hello. How are you? A round of applause. Brilliant. Brilliant. You will clap. You will clap. I love that. Right then, so I was going to introduce who you are and what you do, and you've kind of been introduced. Do you want to say who you are and what you do? Just do that bit first, so everyone knows how to place you. So, Darius, do you want to go first?
Okay, I can go again. So I'm Darius, co-founder of AGS agency, and I run e-commerce specialized marketing agency that did over $200 million in sales for our clients. And I'm invested in a few other projects, and pretty much that's it.
Is your mic on? It's still not on. It's got a flicky switch, a button on it. Flick it up.
Can you hear me? Perfect.
We can now.
Perfect.
My ears are bleeding, which means it's a plus. Good.
That's perfect. Well, my name is Yahya, and I'm the first time here in Dubai. Very happy to be here. I'm a marketing director working in Switzerland, but as you've heard, I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of the blog Scientia, which is the fastest growing tech blog in Switzerland. And today I'm happy to discuss the topic AI in relationship to social media. And let's see what you will learn, and hopefully you have also questions, or maybe you can also contribute.
Very good, thank you. And we'll see what we can do with that. That's cool. Right, today is all about whether AI can supercharge your social media strategy. Now, we're going to go deep into this, and our experts here know their stuff. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, there will be room at the end, hopefully, to ask some questions, unless they're really stupid, in which case we'll just say, sit down. Thank you for that. Just keep eating, and you'll be fine. All right, so first of all, AI, bots, social media, is that cheating?
No. To be honest, like we're in the internet right now is fake. Majority of our comments you're seeing along major brands. I'm talking about billion-dollar valuation brands are actually run by like people that control huge bot networks, and they use AI to create literally artificial perceptions of different brands.
I would say yes and no. It depends where you apply AI in social media. Social media is quite large. So if you just want a bot that produces content for you, maybe it's cheating. I mean, I'm an author, and for me, the biggest thing or the toughest thing that you can say to me is that you haven't written it yourself. So it depends how you apply AI. And as you also said, of course, I mean, the industry is huge. There's a huge potential, and there are different parts within social media where AI can be very valuable.
Well, we're looking at them in a moment. Before we start, can I just recommend that's 10 dirhams over there. Have it for free when you're on stage. Next time become a speaker, just telling you. All right, so we're talking about the advantages of having AI. Do you think people can tell the difference between AI written content and human content?
Honestly, it would have been like, I don't know, 8-9 months ago, I would say yes, there is a huge difference. But to be honest, even right now, we are changing our copywriters into AI-based softwares just because they do such a good job. We understand the principles of a good sales copy, how to catch attention, how to drive people towards conversion, just because we have so much data.
And you mentioned data. The more data we have, the more difficult it becomes to analyze data correctly. And AI helps a lot. So we've seen, we've made this experience ourselves as well. So with data, we were able to have more accurate data analytics, which helped us also to understand our customers better. At the end, we want to deliver something to the customer which is valuable to them. And if AI can help us, why not?
Now, here's one of the things about it, and it's a great answer, by the way. Whenever I go on social media and I think it might be a bot, I think about the fact, why do I think it's a bot? It's not answering my question properly, or the English isn't quite right. But when you live in somewhere like Dubai, everybody's a bit like that when you go shopping. Not everybody speaks perfect English because that's not their first language and so on. So do you think that because we're all sort of more globalized, that little bit, what's it called, the uncanny valley, when you're looking at a robot version of a person and they're not quite right, do you think that when it comes to actual social media and bots, that disappears quite a lot because people are a little bit more forgiving if it doesn't sound exactly right?
I think there's also like quantity. Similar to what I mentioned, there's like huge bot networks that just, let's say you have a brand and you get 200 comments saying how nice your brand is behind your ad. Imagine that. Even if you're like all not perfect, it still leaves impression. And the same things are being done in elections to control public opinion and literally majority of things that we see on the internet.
I mean, what I can add, what
She's
is
so loud, I thought she was talking to us
yeah,
then.
she's
Sorry,
very
go
loud.
ahead.
I mean,
The things we deal with.
what I would like here to add is what is the most valuable thing we have? It is time. Even as customers, if you want to get resolved a problem, you want it immediately. If I have a problem with my phone, I want it to be fixed right now. So it shouldn't be surprised that the companies have to rely on AI or bots, let's say. But the more they get developed, the better the progress is, the higher the quality that it becomes. So at the end, it's a win-win solution for the customer and also for the company.
Well, here's the thing, and it's going slightly off this topic, because I'm going to go back into this topic. It can be used really well when I get a chat line that I've got a problem with the website. So a chat line pops up, I can talk to a maybe human being that can maybe work out what I want and maybe hold my conversation enough so a human being pops up and takes it. Now, I don't mind that. However, the worst I've ever seen for this is banking. That horrible, please be delayed, as you're driving your car, please tap in this handy 20-digit code, and if you miss it, it cuts you off again. Now that's AI, and it's so badly used. Why do you think that is? I'm sorry, if you work in banking, you deserve it. Karen.
Yeah, everybody hates banking AI. Sorry about that, guys, but that's just a given fact. I would say it's still necessary, and when you think, there's a reason why we're using it, because most likely the time we save and energy we save is proportionally worthwhile the dollars we kind of lose due to like not such a good customer service, or we can make up the same dollars in some other way that maybe we are not even thinking. Maybe it's better interest rates or something else.
But the thing is, I would prefer to pay more money to have a human being. And that's at the heart of a lot of this. And the thing is, what I want to see is what we can get away with and what we can't get away with. Banking, it's my money. I want a human being to answer, please. I'm not blaming you.
Yeah, no worries. But you are you, right? Majority of people are not like, the same thinking. Everybody has different parents and different families, different life histories. And to be honest, majority of people in the world live at level of poverty. And for them, like these 5 or 10 euros a day, they might make a difference. Not a day, a month. But yeah, I would say the banks most likely are not stupid. We have data, they have user surveys and research done. And most likely they're just reinvesting the same money towards something else that brings better value to the end user. Right.
I'm not going to pick you up on that, but that's a rubbish answer. To say that people haven't got enough money, so they don't deserve decent banking. That's a whole new conversation.
No. They don't. This doesn't mean they don't deserve it, right? They absolutely do deserve it, and everybody should get it, right? But banks are just basically, if they would have to pay more as a customer, maybe it's not the best option.
Okay.
Well,
Go on.
Banking is the worst and best example we can have right now here at the AIBC Summit. Because we're talking about crypto, we're talking about revolutionizing the banking sector. So right now we're discussing AI together with a dinosaur. So how the hell do we get the banking sector innovative? That's a question we've been asking for years.
Yeah.
And now we want to add AI, which is like one of the high techs we have now, together with the dinosaurs. How can you teach a dinosaur to drive a car?
Wow.
So this is pretty much what we're trying to say here with the AI and banking. And I mean, I understand banks, but with banks they need to have higher regulations. After all, you mentioned we've got a lot of money in our banks. So in this case, it's good to have regulation. But then now I think it's just a question, how can we be innovative within the banking sector? It's just a huge difficult. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure this is most probably the main reason why crypto became so popular.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Of course. So because
100%.
we're so fed up with banks, and this is a very good example. Even with AI, banks don't do well. So what
They
else?
But just to say that when it's all about dinosaurs who can drive cars, in the Flintstones they worked it out.
Yes.
So it can be done. Right, let's talk about spam, junk, fake news, emails, ads, artificial intelligence, clearly behind a lot of that. That's horrible, but are we getting used to it now?
Well, fake news is a good example, of course. I mean, this is something that happens a lot also, maybe also due to AI, but I wouldn't say it's the AI's fault. We shouldn't forget AI is a tool, so it has been programmed by humans. So the one we should say, okay, maybe it's their fault, it's the human being behind the AI tool. AI by definition has no morals. AI has no values. So it's basically just what we teach them to do. So if we teach them to produce fake news, they will do so. And it's just a responsibility of those who work with AI and who also program AI to do what they want to do.
So you're saying that the AI completely replicates a financial consultant when it does crypto? Got no values. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
It's getting deep, right?
I've just alienated everybody in the room who's going to try and sell me crypto. But when we're talking about the whole process, I agree with you about that. Do you think that people notice it or people care or are just going with the flow? Because I see it all over the place now. I expect to get a message that's automated, not even written by a human being when I read it. That's what I expect to see. Is that the way that everything's heading? Should we just deal with it? Or would there be a way of doing it better just by AI being better at doing it?
Yeah, so I think first of all, people definitely notice that, just like you, me, and everybody else here, that had an issue, if you can say it so, before, and wasn't solved properly. But I would say, looking at the speed, how things are moving, in the next 5 years, we'll have at least few times better systems. I don't think we will still be able to fully replace a person, but it will be significantly a nicer experience than it's now.
I think what is a challenge when it comes to AI, but also everything which is about automation, it is those who see the benefits are those who need it for their business. So maybe we should get it into a point where the customer values those automating tools, because right now when we speak, it's easy to say for our business it's good because we can save time, we can save money, and we can offer something which is high end. But I mean, it's maybe a duty of marketing to get AI to a point where the customer values it more than the company itself.
Well, there's only a matter of time until Siri or whatever it is, I shouldn't have said that, it's just switched on. Right, until that is able to be a friend to me and have like that movie Her, where with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, I think it was, who he falls in love with his phone because it becomes a personality for him. As artificial intelligence goes to that kind of level, it's not that million miles away talking about that right now, is it?
Absolutely, Siri is a very good example. I mean, you seem to value Siri, so you seem to be happy with the Siri. I mean,
I'm not in love with my phone. Yeah. It's a 7S. It's old, like me, I suppose. Go on.
Yeah, but you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, if you get the customer to the point where they just appreciate the whole efforts we've been making the years with testing or applying the latest technologies, then we have won. But right now, if I just compare what companies are doing, most of the time it's the companies that value the investment they made. So it's not the customer himself or herself.
Darius, anything you want to add on that? Are you okay with that?
It's kind of a deep topic. We're getting to like Black Mirror stuff. I don't know. We will live and we will see. That's all I can say on this topic.
Are you spitting your dummy out now? Because I mentioned earlier about what you said about banks and poor people. Are you not talking to me anymore? Have I offended
Yeah, I
you?
have to dodge you.
Okay. I'll sleep badly tonight. All right, let's move on the subject slightly, because what I want to do now is look at, if you're starting up, did you see that movie Fake Famous? Have you seen it? Fake Famous, they get some guys who work in an agency run an advert, and 4,000 people apply to Who Wants to Be Famous. They take 3 people who would not really make it on their own, but will do if they apply to help them. First thing we do is give them 7,500 free Instagram followers. Then what we do is take them to make lots of fake footage, and every time they post something, they have fake responses. And one guy, I'm spoiling a movie, but it's worth it to see it anyway. One guy decides he doesn't like the fake. Another guy doesn't like the fact he's been caught out by a troll. And the lady who decides she likes it goes up to 160,000 and organic followers. Now that's with fake and manipulation combined. And it makes sense to do it like that, if you don't mind. Do you think that businesses starting up here should be considering adding that bit of fake to their social media?
Like, honestly, majority of people are already doing it. Like, similar to what they mentioned, I know, like, personally, a $1 billion valuation startup, they have 300 people working on the bot network. That's how, you know, like, majority of businesses are run, especially the big ones. I'm not saying there's no legit ones, but that's the reality of the world. Everybody's buying followers. At least they're running ads to buy the followers. Or they're buying followers through other influencers, which is, you know, the same outcome that you're getting. It's fake famous.
Right. Well, before you answer this, Yaya, can we have a survey? How many people here have bought... You're not going to tell me now, are you? How many people have started up their own business? I've started a business recently. All right. I'm not going to ask you if you've got fake followers. All I'm going to ask you is, would you consider, if it got you 6 months faster towards running your business more efficiently and making more money, paying for fake followers? If the answer is yes, put your hand up. If you're lying, put your hand up. All right. So there you go. How many people would never get fake followers ever? Right, how many people don't understand the word I'm saying? Because you had a yes or no answer. It's not that difficult. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, apart from the fact the audience clearly hate us?
But I think most of you know the saying, fake it until you make it. So if
it's not in this context, mate.
I know.
I'm sorry to spoil it for you.
But could still make sense. I mean, the main issue we have right now, or most of the time, is if someone doesn't have many followers, we don't think it's worth following that person, even if the content is very nice. I made the experience myself, been producing over 500 videos, and follower growth was quite slow. So I said I won't invest anything, just want to see what can I achieve with organic growth. But people just don't follow you because they see you just have 5,000 followers, but not 50,000. So I do understand those who.
So did you?
I didn't buy, but I'm just saying I would understand those who buy it. But then in this case, I expect that they also really push hard to have. If they have 5,000 fake followers, then I won't see them have 50,000 real followers, for example.
Which is possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, I also want to add, like, the way we understand fake followers is also, like, not exactly real. You know, if they're fake, they're, like, not real. But there are people I know that are selling accounts, not buying them myself or anything like that. But I know they're selling like 500,000 followers on Instagram accounts that are with real followers from, like, first world countries, grown for 3 years, for a few $1,000s that you can buy, and you can just change your business name on top of it. And you have an audience there with real followers.
So that's really like an ethical question, isn't it? Do you want to grow it organically, which is going to take a long time, but you'll sleep well? Or would you like to sleep in a palace very quickly because you've cheated, but what's cheating in a world where everyone's using artificial intelligence anyway? That was an open question. Clearly not. So where's it going in the future, gentlemen? What are we going to see? What's the next generation of artificial intelligence going to give us, apart from obviously a girlfriend in some cases?
In the future, innovation in terms of artificial intelligence or more general technology should be pushed harder by the customer itself, not by the company. The company, we know, everybody understands why companies need these tools. I can easily say why. It's easier, we save time, we save money, but why the hell should the customer use it? And we should reach to a point where the customer says himself or herself, damn, I need this tool. because it brings value to me.
Darius?
About future AI, right? I think we will go more and more towards humanization of AI and making it seem more and more as a human. And that might mean, first of all, no longer just chat support for artificial intelligence when you go to a bank, but an actual voice person that can talk and answer some questions. We might not be super advanced, but we might be able to do that. I know for a fact that right now there is even like a voiceover softwares that use artificial intelligence to create pretty reasonably, real-sounding voices that can, trick a lot of people. And looking, where it will go, like in a year or two, I think after 2 years we will not be able to separate, artificial intelligence created voiceover compared to a real one.
And you can do it with fake video. In fact, Adobe's got Adobe Voice, where you can have a transcription. If it listens to about 40 minutes of somebody speaking, it can then get a transcription. You can swap the words around, and it'll say it perfectly. Add a face on it, and then you can do like Gollum from Lord of the Rings and do it perfectly. So that's kind of where all this is going to head. But here's one question. We've got a limited time, so just a limited answer for this one. Do you think that people will end up becoming obsolete on social media because the bots are done so much better, so much more efficiently, with a bigger audience and a bigger response to run your business?
No, I think it'll be cohabitation, like similar to anywhere in the world. I think we'll just kind of like learn to utilize AI better, but still be humans. People love real. That's the end of it. They love other people, not artificial intelligence. AI is just a tool to save you time.
I absolutely agree with him. So it also depends on the content, what kind of content you want to produce. If it's a personalized video, of course you need humans. But if it's just posting an image with a text, for example, then AI could probably do the job also. It really depends.
You've already crossed over to the dark side, haven't you?
Exactly.
Well, with that, it's been an amazing conversation. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you here. Sorry for giving you a hard time, but at the end of a long day, sometimes it's fun as well. Please put your hands together for Darius and Yaya.
And of
Thank
course
you.
for Dave.
Oh, thank you.
Give them a big hand for this amazing speech, for this great panelists. Thank you so much for coming.